What's up, guys? It is Flex, and I'm going to do a little segment for a couple of my friends that I play Mobile Strike with. Specifically, Mary fucking Jane, right there. The queen bitch in the flesh. I will release commanders for 10 million coin. I don't know if that's for me included. I feel like I would give her 10 million and she would just take it and not give me my commander back. I don't know. MJ, if you're watching this, I would probably give you like, I don't know, 25 million coin. So, I guess what I didn't take into consideration is y'all can see my resources, but it's okay. I have them in my bank. Well, I have most of my food in my bank. Anyways, so what I'm going to explain, I recently saw a video explaining why you shouldn't use T1s and 2s when defending, which is completely ridiculous by this idiot here named Almighty Pain. So he just got zeroed by, go figure, Mary fucking Jane. And a couple of things wrong with his gear and stuff like that. This is Troop Q gear. This is mostly used for upkeep reduction. That's what I use mine for. Food gear, research and coin production, and this is from construction. So this guy's like all over the map here. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my gear out here. This is my food gear. Really, really mediocre. Just blue and green. But it's sufficient if we're gonna be completely honest. Upkeep is 1 million, 1.5 million, going on 1.6. Hourly upkeep barely making it, so I'm pretty good for now, and I still have a good amount of level 15 farms, so y'all can take a little peek into my base. I won't show what's inside the wall except for what you can see here, but um, yeah. So anyways, going to the whole not using T1s and T2s. Obviously, if there are people here that have T4s, it's a little this would be completely obsolete. But I mean, look, this game it's all about numbers. It's all about percentages and arithmetics, math, stuff like that. I mean, obviously, you have things in this game like mods, items, or gear that increases attack, defense, things of that nature. And like, we're gonna go look at Almighty Pain here. We'll look at his base since he so graciously volunteered. Um, so we look at Almighty Pain's gear here. I think the sniper he has, the weapon he has, gives him some armored vehicle attack. Um, I think the binoculars he has gives him some combat stats, but that's really it. But like, obviously his troops are really weak. They don't have that many boosts from the gear he has, and if he does have mods on there, they're probably not that good either. Um, so what this means is his troops are basically stock. All right. Again, he might have some commander skill points in there with some attack and defense. But we're just gonna assume that his troops are stock because I mean I'm not really, like I said, maybe he'll get like a 10% bonus here and there, maybe get some from his commander skill points. But yeah, what this basically means is if you put this guy's troops, like let's say we'll get his tier 3 troops, all right? We'll put up his tier 3 troops against my T1s with my research, my gear, and my mods. I'm willing to bet money I beat this guy, even with traps, even if he has traps. That's what I mean. Like, oh, what are you talking about, Flex? He has tier threes, man, and you only have T1s. You're crazy. You're stupid. That's not gonna work. But it's a numbers game, okay? I won't show all my gear right now. Actually, who gives a shit? I'll show you my gear. I don't care. Okay, so we look at my AK-47. Obviously, I'm not gonna feel bad about showing my gear since anyone can look at it when I have it on. Tactical attack plus 5%, armored vehicle attack plus 4%, Advanced attack, I don't use that advanced yet. Artillery attack 6.3%, armored vehicle, whatever. Trap attack 1.3. Troop defense bonus, advanced troop defense bonus 24.3%. Okay, um, this stacked along with skill points and my research probably makes my one T3 maybe 2.5 times stronger defensive wise against one of his T3s. Okay, numbers game. That's all it is. That's just one weapon. That's a weapon. All right, we throw on a headgear. Um, Troop health bonus plus 5%. Not really that big of a deal, but it stacks. You know what I mean? Unless I throw this one on. This one has a 23.6% troop defense. Obviously, health and defense, two different things. But like you see my point here, right? Like these things stack, and if you have really sufficient gear, I mean my gear is sufficient at best. That's what I mean to say. But if you compare it to this moron's gear, my T3s would slaughter his or my T1s would slaughter his T3s. Okay. I mean, as much as I wish I could attack him right now, he's zeroed, and I think there are some people that want my booty, so I'm not gonna go ahead and attack him. Anyways, that's really basic concept of the game. All right, like you have troops that are stock, and then you can buff them up. That's all it is. Gear, mods, skill points. It's all about just buffing your troops up to make them stronger. That's it. All right. For example, I don't have my camera. If I had my camera, I would show you. There was a fight at the control point recently, and special appearance from VG Eros and Tsunami. Sorry. There was a fight at the CP, and I'm gonna assume that y'all know how the CP works. No bullshit allowed. Stacked it up, full 2.1 million troops, but didn't have a commander in there. Okay, so they put 2.1, 2.2 million T4 troops in the control point without a commander. What does that mean? That means that those T4 troops are stock. No boost, nothing. Just good old flat out deep, just no buffed up troops. All right. And you can't put these guys couldn't put their commander in there because the R5 of the alliance wasn't online. All right. Now, what some people think is, oh, why didn't someone else put their commander in there? You can't do that unless you're the R5. Okay. So what Raw brilliantly does, by the way, and like top marks and kudos for that shit, because I wouldn't have thought of that. I would not have thought of just T3s. They attacked with tier 3 troops. Okay, now if we were to do the research, stock tier 3 troops are the ratio of T3 troops to T4 troops are 1.5, which means for every 3 T3 troops, there's one T4 troop. Like that's how it is. Straight up, no buffs, no mods, nothing. All right. Meaning, if you wanted to attack that rail with only T3s, you would need 4.4. Actually, you wouldn't need 4.4. You would need 3.3 million troops, and that would be an even fight without commander. However, which is impossible, by the way, you can't send that many. However, since these guys are not idiots, and they know that they have a commander that's really strong, has a lot of research gear, has a lot of research, has great gear, etc., etc., they sent a full T3 deployment against a full T4 held rail without a commander, and go figure, they just slaughtered him. Like it wasn't even close, man. I saw that. I saw the battle report for that fight. It was absurd. I think they lost like 40 million power at the rail. You know what I mean? Like that's that's the concept. That's how it works. It's a numbers game. All right. So when you tell me something like, "Oh, T1s aren't good to defend my base," like you're stupid, dude. I mean, obviously since he has no gear, he's correct. Like if you don't have any gear, you don't have good mods or anything like that, you know what? You're completely right. But I think if you're at that point, this dude's HQ 20, 10 million power naked. Like, I don't know, man. You shouldn't be building anything. Shit, you should just move on to the next game. But in all seriousness, I don't blame him for saying that. I guess since his gear is absolutely ridiculous. I think at this point, what it would be best for someone like this with a base like this would be just train a million T1s and a million T2s and become a trap account. Because with your poor gear, probably poor mods, you aren't going to be that strong. His commander level's 48, which means he's got enough skill points to get 15 points in all of your primary troop types. So he could get 15 attack, armored vehicle attack, infantry attack, troop health, troop defense. Okay, at level 47, and then he can specialize whatever he wants to over here when you get up to 35 skill points. All right, so he has the skill points he needs, but it's nowhere near enough. I mean, even like it's not even close. It's not even a fair fight because the gear, the mods, the research is so significant. So yeah, I guess for a very weak base, you might as well just. I guess you wouldn't need to use T1s and T2s. That's one way to look at it. But if I were in that dude's base, I would just build a million T1s and a million T2s and just take your hits. Don't even build any hospitals. Just build banks and training grounds. Get your troops up. Once you get up to like 2 million troops, then you can just demolish everything and put a bunch of hospitals up and just ooh, that was VIP. Insta clear or insta heal your shit. Well, this was my very first Mobile Strike segment. I hope you all enjoyed it. And this will be the only one I make. So if you didn't enjoy it, no worries, because I won't make any more. Thank you all. I will see you later.